Greetings once again and welcome back to Middleweight Martial Arts. I'm Teacher John. Today I want to talk to you about knife fighting self-defense. A few questions and background upon the knife. Why should we learn how to practice fighting with a knife? Most primary reason is that a knife is an easily found and easily accessible weapon. It can be found in the kitchen, in any household, in a restaurant. Number two, the knife is a great equalizer in hand-to-hand combat. It will balance out any disparity between size and strength between opponents. Very important weapon for women to know how to use, because most of the time women have to assume that their attackers are going to be stronger and bigger than them. A knife will change all of that. Number three, a knife is an incredibly unpredictable and dangerous weapon. If you know how to fight with a knife, you will know how to defend against a knife. Constantly, I have studied and watched numerous videos of experts about knife fighting, and they say that in a close quarter combat situation, a knife is more deadly and dangerous than a gun. Why is that? Because with guns, all you need to know is line of sight. Once you get away from that line of sight, you're pretty much out of harm's way. But a knife is just so fast and sharp, and you never know what's going to happen next. So, after we get that out of the way, let's start with basics. I'm going to talk to you about the grip. Most people hold the grip like this, which is incorrect. The way we want to hold the knife is we want to put it, you need your fingers like so, and then grip it like this, and put it in your hand, making a firm grip. We want to align the blade with these knuckles right here. That will give us maximum torque for our slashing. We want to keep a firm grip, but at the same time, a loose wrist. A loose wrist is going to help us get maximum output. With our stance, just like before, we want to keep our weapon hand in front of us. We're not going to keep it up at eye level here because that's going to mess with our vision. It's going to make our opponent look blurry. If something were to happen and my hand were to get pushed, I might accidentally stab myself. So we're going to keep our knife at chest level and our arm bent about 45 degrees, 90 degrees I would say. Our rear hand, our live hand, is going to be protecting our throat, especially if our opponent has a knife as well. If he doesn't have a knife, then we can definitely use our other hand as a counterbalance and for checking. But if he does have a knife, any slashes to here could prove deadly. So that's why we want to protect our throat at all costs. My feet are about a little bit more than shoulder width apart, my knees bent, just like with our stick fighting series. The rear foot is going to be balanced on the ball of the foot with the heel up, give you that springing motion. Do your best to feel comfortable in the stance. Once you get comfortable with that, then we can move on to the basics of all our knife fighting, which is the pyramid theory. The pyramid theory actually comes from Israeli Defense Force tactical knife fighting. It should be the basis of all our strikes, our slashes, and our stabs. In the beginning, we're going to have to imagine the base of the pyramid, which is going to be a 3 by 3 foot square. So again, the base of the pyramid is going to be a 3 by 3 foot square. Then we're going to imagine the pyramid having depth, and it's going to extend towards our opponent. Depth. So now we have our square in front of us. What I want to do is I want to bisect it 4 times. Cut it down vertically, horizontally, diagonally, and diagonally. Along these lines are all our options for slashes. So let me give you an example. In my good stance here, I can slash down diagonally, and I can slash back up along the same plane. I can slash up diagonally, back diagonally down the same plane. I can slash horizontally or vertically. So those are 8 different patterns for slashing. If we take the pyramid concept and move further with it, we can take every point at the base of our pyramid Every point where our planes or our lines of slashing touch or make contact, these can be our points of stabbing. So remember, our pyramid goes inward to our opponent. So my angles of stabbing are going to come inward. I can come from this corner, I can come from this corner. I can come from the side, or I can come to the center. I can come downward, 3 different areas. That's 9 different points of stabbing. Okay. Now we can combine each of those points with our patterns of slashing. So I can stab here, and I can slash down here. I can slash here, and I can stab here. The pattern is up to you, but these are our basic methods of attack. Once we get a little bit better, then we can make our pyramid, the base of our pyramid, even smaller and choose a target. For example, we can choose the target as being our opponent's weapon hand. Just like I taught you before with the stick fighting, the first thing we want to do, and as an objective, is to cut the hand to defang the snake. So in the beginning, I want you to practice with a large pyramid. Then when you get better, you can practice with a smaller pyramid. That way it's going to help you reduce your negative strikes, the negative area on your strikes. What I mean by negative area on your strikes is that when you attack, this will be the positive. When it goes past your opponent, it's going to reach the negative area. Negative area is pretty much the time when you're retracting your strike. This is the time when your opponent can come and jam you or check you or try to disarm you. It's probably the time that you're the most vulnerable. So the more practice you get with free form fighting, the better. Work on those basic angles of attack and patterns of stabs. Remember, there's 8 different slashes and there's 9 different stabs. Keep practicing that, and in the next video we'll work on techniques and our striking set. So, good luck to you on that, and thanks for watching.